I played 100 days of Stardew Valley as a complete beginner. Yep, you heard that right. Barely any idea of how this is gonna go, but I have hope. So this is 100 days of Stardew Valley from a clueless beginner's perspective. Grab a drink and a snack, because this is gonna be a long and cozy one. I was super excited to create my character and farm because, to be honest, I've only played a few days of Stardew, like 5 years ago, so I'm truly going into this with barely any knowledge and a lot of hope. I ended up choosing the name Little Leaf because it was the first thing that came to my mind. And can we agree that creating our characters and farms at the start is one of the best parts of cozy games? I swear it is. I also chose a black cat this time, even though the first time I played it a few years ago, I chose a dog as a dog person. But this time, we're trying something different. I also ended up choosing the Riverland farm, even though later on people told me that it is definitely harder for a beginner, but I already chose it at that point, so I just committed to the part and am trying it anyways. The game opens up with a scene of my beloved grandpa passing down his farm to me, which will eventually be Little Leaf Farm. I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot about this part, and I didn't expect to be so emotional just immediately when starting this. I apparently worked a job that I hated and decided to pull out Grandpa's letter to forge a path of my own, taking over the family farm. Then I took a bus with a beautiful scenic route to Stardew Valley. The journey begins. I was pleased to arrive in Stardew Valley all in one piece, and I met Robin, who seemed very sweet and is apparently the carpenter of the town. Robin also notified that the mayor was in my house tidying up, so I guess I'm excited to meet the mayor immediately too. So my first impression of my farm is, gosh, that's gonna be a lot of work. But this is Little Leaf Farm, and I was pleased to see that my house looks actually really cute. I really like the logs on the side, and Robin made it clear that she understood my stress just seeing all of the mess that we had to clean, but she assured me that the soil underneath would be perfect for my crops. And then the mayor popped out of my house, like actually popped out, and introduced himself. He said that it's not every day that somebody new moves into Stardew Valley, so it was a big deal. The mayor said my farm is rustic, but Robin said it was crusty. I kinda agree with her. I've got some work to do. The mayor gave me his final words and showed me where the shipping bin is. I then went to sleep and woke up to some beautiful parsnip seeds right in my house. They were so generous to give me 15 parsnip seeds, not just one. We can make quite a lot of money in the beginning with this. Oh, I almost forgot that we had all of this to clean, but I spent the whole day just cleaning my farm and gathering materials that later on I may or may not have done something with it that was not right. I decided to explore and went north of my farm, and little did I know, the carpenter's house was right there, and I saw Robin again. She urged me to socialize a little bit and meet everybody in town. So I met Maru and Demetrius, who were both super nice. Everybody's just so nice. I wish I could have said hi to this guy, but it seemed like he was a bit busy. Since it was my first day and I honestly have little knowledge about this game, I just decided to explore a little bit. My goals for this 100-day challenge are maybe a little bit unconventional. I decided that my #1 goal is to have fun and go at my own pace and just take my time. There's no rush and we can all play it the way we want. #2 is to make as much gold as possible. As a complete beginner, the bar is so low. After meeting some people, I had discovered this bar saloon thing, so I went inside and it was literally a bar, so I decided to socialize some more. I met Pam, I met Gus, who I guess runs this thing, and Emily, and I was curious about the dude in the corner. By the time I was done at the bar, it was already nighttime, and I realized that in Stardew Valley, time flies. So I headed home. I almost forgot about the 15 free parsnips, so I tilled some soil and planted all of them. Lastly, bedtime. A little birdie told me that I should be checking the TV every single day, so I went to the TV and found out that I have good luck today. I didn't know what that meant exactly, so I just decided to tend to my new parsnips. And then came rookie mistake #1. Selling all the materials that I found on the first day. Nonetheless, I went to check my mail and got something from Willie. He wanted me to come meet him at his house, or his shed, and get my first fishing rod. He was so nice and gave me one of his old ones. My first fishing experience was uneventful. I couldn't figure it out. I did discover some sort of shellfish, which I took just in case it sells for a lot. I also discovered this broken bridge and tried to fish in it, which uneventful again. I quite literally spent the whole day figuring out how to fish, and it was a massive failure, so I just went back and sold what I had and prepared for a new day. Honestly, I had a lot of fun. I made a whopping 300 something gold and woke up to a brand new day, didn't check the TV, went straight outside to rain. And I guess it's a good thing because I didn't have to water anything. I spent some time just trying to figure out how the controls worked on the Switch. I decided to do some cleaning and hacked at my first tree. It honestly took way more hacking than I expected, but it was really rewarding getting all that wood. I finally was able to catch a fish and wrangled with it I was struggling, guys. And finally, first fish. I was curious what's in Robin's shop, so I took a little look. Had a little chat with Demetrius, and he assumed that I had a lot of interesting plants on my farm when I just have parsnips, barely. I stumbled upon this mysterious building, but it was locked, so I just continued walking. Did my first shameless dumpster dive, talked to Sam, wandered into a random house and met this kid called Vincent. I think I also met his mom, Jody. I was on the mission to meet as many people as possible, so wandered in another house and met Emily, and then met Haley, who didn't seem too fond of this town. I discovered these other tabs, and we have the friendship, the skills, which was really cool to check out. And then to the right of town, I found a remnant of my past. Made sure to check the trash as always, and realized that if you hold something and talk to somebody, you give it to them apparently. At least she liked my leek. As I was walking home, I found this mysterious man under a tree, and he did not trust me one bit. Something deep in my heart told me that one day we're gonna be friends. I don't know why, but he likes trees, I like trees. I made my first chest and put some stuff in it, and happily leveled up to level 1 foraging. Day 4, my focus was exploring the other side of town into the forest. I found a ranch which had cute cows and I really want them, and then I also just foraged, cut some trees, and gathered some stuff. I found a really cute grandma called Evelyn. Met some other people, and went into the store. I couldn't really afford much yet, so I just left. I spent the rest of the day wandering around town with this flower around my head and gave it to a dude named Alex. I also met gorgeous Penny and broke into the mayor's house. Good to know the mayor's not lactose intolerant. I spent the rest of the day foraging and fishing and then sold everything that I found. Day 5, my parsnips were ready, so I picked them all, found out that Jojo Mart was doing something absolutely unacceptable, rummaged through the trash can, and got caught by Shane, who was disgusted. Honestly, I would be too if I saw someone do that, but she's desperate here, okay? I was aware that fishing can be very lucrative in the beginning, so I practiced some more, then I went foraging, and magically stumbled upon some spring onions. I ended up finding some can of soda in the water, so I just gave it to Alex and he had some words to say about it. I'm still trying to figure out how to unlock this. Anyways, I went home and sold the 2 meager fish that I found and some random stuff and leveled up to level 1 farming. Day 6, it was raining again and I was so happy because that means less work, so I headed to the mines for the first time. On my way to finding the mines, I gave Shane something and I realized even though I've only been here for 6 days, I discovered that I already have an op and it's Shane. Little did I know that the mines would have even more ops. When I went inside, I met this man called Marlon and he so graciously gave me a weapon to venture into the mines. This isn't so bad. There are no monsters down here. I assumed that the monsters would be in the lower levels, so I took the chance to just gather as much stone as possible. After peacefully mining, I went to Pierre's and got some seeds to make some more money. I got parsnips and potatoes because they were the lowest cost. These colas are everywhere. Day 7 was a good day. I went chopping for trees, collecting and cleaning, and then unlocked the community center. The mayor explained the story behind the community center, and I decided from this day on, I will do anything to revive it. I vowed to the mayor to never give a single dollar to Joja. When I went inside, I was surprised to see these little creatures and found out they're Junimos. It's clear that there's a lot of work to be done. My goal for the rest of the day was to meet more people, and I met George. I happily realized that I also have above 1,000 gold on day 7 already. Emily enjoyed my flower gift and said it had great energy. I discovered the blacksmith and met Clint. I also went into the museum for the first time and met Gunther. I really love this museum. I think it's one of my favorite buildings in the game so far. After hanging in the town a bit, I went home at the end of the day and planted my parsnips and potatoes that I bought. I totally forgot the bottom part of my farm, so I discovered how cool the layout is for the river farm. I reach a level 2 foraging, and I'm starting to make some money. It's day 8, and I tended to my modest, humble farm. The wizard sent me a message and told me to go visit him in his tower, so I went over to his tower, explained the Genomos in the community center, and then he started cooking something a little suspicious. Forget about coffee, guys. What I needed was actually fern, toadstool, and moss grub. And I think this was the exact moment that I started loving Stardew Valley. I tripped with the wizard and truly enjoyed this quirky scene. I have to say, as a first-time player, I really enjoy the personality and character this game has. I went into town, hopped over to Willie's, and bought a training rod, so things are just a little easier. I was really fighting for my life with these fish, guys. Today, I finally had enough money to upgrade my backpack. At this point, I finally have some things to actually put in my chest. I also made a little torch thing that I found was really cute to just hold around at night. Spent the rest of the night cleaning up. Day 9, I made my first scarecrow, and I was wondering where my black cat went. While pondering where my cat was, I ended up finding a lot of forageables today, even though the TV said I had bad luck. Today, I also added first thing to my bundles. I was very proud of this advancement. Nothing much happened for the rest of the day. I just caused some chaos in the forest and just chopped everything down, collected some wood. This was also the day that I stopped selling every single thing, desperate for money, and just started keeping the supplies instead. Little gold check-in. I have 97 gold on day 10 because I spent most of it on the training rod and the backpack. Unfortunately, I'm not a billionaire yet in Stardew, like in my Animal Crossing island, but we'll get there one day. This was the best day ever, guys. I walked outside and Marnie greeted me with my cat. The cat that I was looking forward to all these 10 days. I named it Tofu. I'm a big fan of tofu, and I don't know, calling a black cat Tofu just doesn't make sense. That's exactly why I chose it. I wanted to kind of make enough money just so I could get some more crops, so I spent the whole day foraging and fishing. On day 10, I made a whopping 428 gold. Day 11, I focused on Robin's Lost Axe quest, and at this point, I knew to find the spring onions each day. It was honestly easy money, and after finishing the Robin quest, it gave me enough money to go buy some more crops. I planted the parsnips and realized that I have some geodes that I have to take to the blacksmith soon. Look at little Tofu. It was a quiet evening as I cleaned the bottom of my farm just to collect some more supplies, and I happily went to bed with my cat on the bed. Day 12, I woke up with music to my ears. There's apparently an egg festival tomorrow, and if you guys don't know, I do love my eggs, so I'm very excited for that. After harvesting some parsnips, I headed over to the blacksmiths to process some geodes. I didn't get anything special though. On my way out, Penny gave me some advice that I should probably dig worms that I see in the ground. So when I was on the beach, I ended up digging up some clay, which I guess comes in handy. I was finally getting better at fishing by this point. I sold all the stuff that I found at Willie's and made back the money. We went from 97 to over 1K. Right after, I visited the community center and found out that wood is needed for the construction bundle, which is something I can easily get. I went to the forest to the left of town and started chopping down trees, but honestly, I didn't know if I was allowed to do this or if I was supposed to be doing this, or if it's just on your farm at this point. Psst, psst. This is future Kayla talking to you, current Kayla. You're gonna come a long way from today. Whatever you're doing today. By the end of day 12, I leveled up to level 3 foraging. I received a new cooking recipe for moss soup, except I think I would have to be just really hungry to eat that. Just starving. Day 13 is here and I met Sebastian. Today was the highly anticipated egg festival and I've never been to one before, so I was really excited to see how it looked like. I was so happy to see my bestie from under the tree. He was just, again, under a tree. It was nice to see Linus again, and I just talked to a bunch of people and participated in a very fun egg hunt. This is actually super cute and adorable, just seeing all of the villagers also look for the eggs. I did pretty good for the first one, but lost to Abigail. And since time passes so fast in this game, I decided to make the most of the rest of the evening, chopping some trees. Day 14 came, and that means, yes, 2 weeks in Stardew. I gave my cat some water, gave him a pet, and and water the plants. I was able to finish the spring foraging bundle today, which was amazing, except I forgot to get the gift that comes with it. I then added some more wood to the construction bundle, which unlocked a few other bundles, which was really cool. And then I went to repair this bridge and discovered it has a lot of cool stuff on the other side. And don't worry, I didn't forget about the mines, but before heading there, I went to buy some more parsnip seeds. I paraded all the way to the mines with a bunch of miscellaneous objects on my head. I got my first copper and then also fought my first monster. This really is still a cozy game to me because why is that slime thingy so cute? As a crystal girly, I was so happy to pick up this quartz, except I had no space in my inventory, which is a problem. I was so proud to donate my very first gemstone artifact thing to the museum, and it looks so beautiful there. By this time, I'm starting to get into the swing of things and making way more money. Day 15, Clint was waiting outside my house and gave me the blueprint for the furnace. I went fishing in the rain, and then there was a cutscene with Jazz and Vincent, and they encouraged me to look into a sewage that they were scared of, so I looked in it and was scared as well. I wondered if it was Tom Nook who was in there with a pitchfork and a bill. Today's focus was mining, so I fought some monsters, collected some copper, got some bug meat that looked like a brain, and made my first furnace. On day 16, my dad sent me some mail and gave me 500 gold. Today, I focused on giving gifts to villagers. I was curious how a villager would react to me giving them a stone. My love language is gift giving, okay? Except sometimes all I have is a stone and a flower. Today, I also made it to level 5 in the mines. I was stacking up some copper ore, so I made my first copper bar. It's so much fun collecting all these gemstones to add to the collection. At the end of day 16, I leveled up to level 2 fishing. I know, it's a miracle. Day 17 means that I have a kind of daily schedule at this point. Foraging, at the beach, around the forest, and my next exciting goal is to get the coop set up, so I spent the whole day just chopping wood. Oh, and I stopped by the bar to also gift some stuff because I wanted the friendship level to go up. Day 18, I forgot about the bundles while mining all this time, so I think I missed some spring crop bundles and some fish because I sold them all, so we're in a little bit of a pickle today. There's not enough time for the beans to grow because it's almost the end of the season, but we had a bigger fish to fry. I need chickens. So this day was one of the best days in Stardew Valley for me because I finally built a coop. Then something horrible happened. Morris from Joja Mart had the audacity to come into Pierre's shop and try to sell to his customers. I made a pact with Pierre to always buy from him because we support small businesses here and we don't support whatever Morris is doing. He truly looks kind of evil. So after that ordeal, I went back to the CC and got some spring seeds as the reward. I totally forgot to get it and checked the other bundles. Then I ran back to Pierre's and bought some stuff because I really need to support his small business. Then with my bounty from the CC, I planted all the spring seeds. I also had to extend my farm to another patch to add some more. By the end of the day, I reached level 4 foraging. I woke up on day 19 to Robin working hard on the coop, so I watered my crops. The TV said it was a good luck day, so I headed to the mines and worked on 10 slimes for the journal quest. This is the part of the game where I just got super into it, and I'm getting obsessed with it, honestly, and the music is just incredible. I spent the rest of the day gifting people and catching a lot of trash in the lake. I woke up on day 20 and had a potato for breakfast, yes, a raw one, and headed into the forest for spring onions. I wanted to load up on energy food for the mines. I then found Willie and decided to fish with him in hopes of learning from the pro, except yet again, I was fighting for my life against the damn fish. I went into town right after and found my potential Stardew boyfriends and gave them an onion. My intrusive thoughts had me debating if I should rummage the trash in front of them, but I decided to be good and headed to the mines. I spent the rest of the day slaying slimes and got access to the Adventurers Guild. I then updated my sword. To be honest, day 21 was not too eventful. I just walked around and frolicked and found out that the coop was done, so I got some gold for that. I realized that the most lucrative venture for me was selling corals from the beach. I checked out the coop and it was adorable, except it was chickenless. We need chickens. We need it tomorrow. And then I leveled up to level 2 farming. Day 22, it was raining and I felt like having a simple day, so I spent the day making friends. I hung out at Alex's house, gave him some type of flower. Don't worry, at some point, I'll be the best gift giver in town. You will see. After looking at my friendship tab, I realized I have some socializing to do. I found out that Emily and Haley are sisters. I popped over to Pierre's and got some more parsnips. And today we were making some good progress with the spring crops bundle. Spent the rest of the day giving gifts and hung out with my budding bestie Linus. On day 23, I finally did my favorite thing so far and got my first chicken. I named her Goose. And then I got some hay from Marnie and fed Goose. Not included in the footage, but I also did rookie mistake number 2 and used the hoe to smash a cauliflower that was meant for Jody's quest. In the mines, I came across a new foe, a crab that camouflages as a rock. This is why I have trust issues. I almost died in the mines, so went back home and had lots of stuff to sell. Flower Dance Festival was on day 24, and it was just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Apparently you can have a dance partner as well, but I barely have a single heart with anyone, so I decided to just watch and be moral support. This was super adorable, and I totally see why people love this game. It is so adorable and full of personality, and I take it all back what I said before. Day 25, I harvested all the spring seed crops and sold them. Found out Alex can eat 12 eggs in one sitting, and discovered this bookseller above Jojo Mart. After talking to people, I experienced the saddest cutscene of all time. George told me to get rid of the raccoons eating his trash, but really it was our bestie Linus searching for food. Of course I defended Linus, end of story. Next. Also, I found out how kind Gus is, and I really like him. The day after that, day 26, I had to emotionally recuperate from the Linus situation, so I spent the day just chill mining. Day 27 is the second last day of spring, and Goose finally came out of the coop. I got my first egg, I had a green bean to give to Linus so we could eat, and I donated an earth crystal I found in the mines. Ended the day with planting some grass starters for my chicken. It's the last day of spring, and by this point I've racked up a decent amount of gold. Definitely more than I expected. This is due to selling eggs from Goose, foragic items, and mine goodies. I went to the mines today to work on the mine quest and got up to level 5. This is what my chest looks like so far. And reached level 1 combat. I was super excited to experience my first ever summer, so I woke up with big dreams to make an even better farm. I went to Pierre's to buy all the summer crops I could and planted them. I have to say I had a lot more financial freedom this time because I had 2k gold and could buy way more crops. Day 30, I found my first grape and headed to the mines. I actually was becoming an absolute mining extraordinaire, and by that I mean I'm still stuck on level 3, but anyways, I got a bunch of copper, and then these are my stats currently. Made it to level 6 and then went home. And overnight, there was an earthquake. What? I woke up on day 31 without a care in the world that there was an earthquake last night. Pet my cat, watered the crops. Thought it was gonna be a simple day until the mayor asked me to look for his shorts. I found it so strange how discreetly was used twice. Guys, this is so funny. I found the mayor's purple shorts, his lucky shorts in Marnie's room, but we had to level up the friendship more before I could go in. So I gifted Marnie one of Goose's eggs. At this point, I've made some decent friends so far, and I had an interesting talk with Alex. I truly appreciate some of these dialogue options. Then I added my grape and largemouth bass to the bundles. On day 32, I realized that my farm is looking pretty sad, so I realized that most of my money is actually coming from foraging shells because I have no patience. But anyways, I went to Pierre's and got some tomato seeds, planted the tomatoes, and made my farm look a little better, and finished the summer foraging bundle. Bundle reward was summer seeds, so I planted those too, and my farm is starting to look better now. I hit level 3 mining. Day 33, I focused on the aesthetics of my farm and expanding it. Got a bunch more summer crops and planted those as well. Finished the day by adding a fish to the bundle. It's day 34, and my new daily routine is waking up and gifting Marnie something because I'm still trying to get to the mayor's pants. Then I went to town, chatted it up with some people, and headed to the mines. I actually made it to level 10 today and received some new shoes, and then advanced further to level 15. I also leveled up to level 3 farming. Day 35, I was realizing how time-consuming watering all the plants were, so I wanted to get a sprinkler at some point. Then I went to the blacksmith, got some crystals, donated them, and my museum's looking nice so far. Made a second chest, fought a fish, bought some actual food from Gus for the first time, and upgraded my sword. And then the great hibernation happened, aka me missing days 36 to 39. This was literally the exact moment that I just closed the switch and I didn't exit the game. So a few days passed without me knowing, but at least the crops grew. I was just hibernating for the next 3 days. We're back, it's day 40, and 2 wheat fields grew in the meantime. I collected an assortment of eggs that piled up over the past few days. Upgraded my weapon to a femur bone, which is a strange tool, but it worked wonders. Hit level 20 in the mines and received a steel sword. I fought some really aggressive bees for the first time. Day 41, I woke up to a really strange TV announcement. There was some sort of anomaly, and I made my first copper bar. Foraging was super lucky today. There were so many shells to sell. At this point, I'm making average 400, 500 per day. Got to level 30 in the mines because my goal was to get some iron so I could make a sprinkler. Day 42, the TV was broken and the rain was green outside. Things were just really off that day. Pam sent me mail asking for some ale in the midst of this event, maybe to calm her nerves, and Gus kindly offered shelter for everyone in his saloon. Everybody was freaking out. It literally felt like the Stardew apocalypse. I came upon this odd tree that ended up giving me something called fiddlehead ferns, which I found out later is from the 1.6 update. Later in the day, I thought I saw a statue, but it was actually Demetrius in a hazmat suit. I guess he was taking one for the team and analyzing the phenomenon. I reached level 5 foraging, so I had to choose a profession, either a forester or a gatherer, and I chose gatherer. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, I would really appreciate if you gave this a like and subscribe for more content. Day 43, all the bundle seeds grew and I got a bunch of summer crops. Fishing is still really hard, so I just went to the mines and made it to level 40. I finally got to see some iron, and then I passed out for the very first time. Day 44, my goal was to upgrade my axe, so I went to the blacksmiths and got it upgraded. Then I bought some more crops at Pierre's, got a second chicken and named it Nugget. Don't judge, please. Then ended the day with some fishing. Day 45 was a mining day. It was super simple. I wanted to stock up on copper and iron ore to make some bars, experience bats just bombarding me, which was a difficult thing, and then I tried to gain Linus's trust today. It's pretty hard because I've been gifting him every single day, but he still doesn't trust me. Then I submitted some stuff from the mines in the bundles. I reached level 4 mining and level 2 combat. Day 46, I've been so productive, but I've totally forgotten to socialize, so I spent the morning socializing and then got my copper axe from the blacksmith. I needed some hardwood for the community center, so I searched up, probably first time, a little chair hack to get into the secret woods, which apparently has hardwood, and it was so hard figuring out how to get in. I felt like I was a proper Stardew Valley player at this point, finding the secret woods and gathering all these materials, and found out that there are some slimes kind of guarding the hardwood. I popped back out, went back to my farm, found some more hardwood, and went to bed. Day 47, I put a red mushroom that I found from the secret woods in the bundle and also finished the construction bundle. I got a charcoal kiln as a reward, then got some copper for a pickaxe upgrade. Day 48, I went to the coop to grab the eggs to sell, which is my new morning routine. I decided it was finally time to step foot into Joja Mart, and then I saw the evil dude again, Morris. I never went back in again. Then I went to upgrade my pickaxe to the copper one, donated some strange seed to the museum, and got ancient seeds as a return, and finished the day with making my first charcoal kiln and tree tapper. Then I got to level 3 fishing, which was honestly a miracle. Day 49, I tended to my melons, then dumpster dived at the mayor's house, who had an adverse reaction. I was trying to get 2 hearts with somebody, and finally reached it with Alex after giving him a fruit. Accidentally gave Harvey a fish and he wondered if it was healthy. I mean, I honestly wouldn't eat a raw fish because you don't know what type of bacteria is in it, but he said no. Day 50, after getting some iron in the mines, I created a sprinkler, which was the goal of today. I finally placed it, so it's going to be much easier. Planning to make some more, and at the end of the day, there was some mystery box announcement, which was interesting. Day 51, my melons were ready for harvest, so I brought them to the community center, finished the bundle, and also got a quality sprinkler, which was awesome. And today, Demetrius requested a melon, and I couldn't find him, so he didn't get his melon today, but I did go back and tried the quality sprinkler, and it was a beautiful day. I started actually hoarding a lot of stuff because I realized I was selling too much in the beginning. I was trying to move my chest, and I found out how to do it. It's the funniest thing. Use your hoe, apparently. Then I got to level 4 farming and got the preserves recipe, which I was really excited about. Day 52, I spent most of the time in the mines. I also made my first charcoal at home and realized that I had a fish smoker in my house that came with my farm. Day 53, I gave George a chili pepper thing because I wanted him to be a little happier so he'd treat Linus better, and then I went to upgrade my watering can. Then got some iron in the mines, gave Linus a grape, and cleaned my farm a little bit. I was actually so happy because I was making so much progress. Today I got level 6 foraging, and I got this recipe for something that looks like a gyroid from Animal Crossing too. Day 54, I went to the secret woods and foraged and gathered materials until Marnie's opened. Then I got a new chicken and named it Chip. In an attempt to get to the purple shorts of the mayor, I gifted her a mushroom and she did not like it. and then I did the same for Sebastian, and it turns out mushrooms are just not a widely liked gift. Then I took a fish to try the fish smoker for the very first time. Day 55, I harvested some fruits, and yes, I know my farm looks kinda sad, but I went and picked up my upgraded watering can and collected some slimes from the mines for the community center. It's day 56. I already had a good morning routine, petting all the animals, donating anything, watering the crops, and look at my museum at this moment. And I also got obsessed with fish smoking. At night, it was the Moonlight Jellies event, and it was so beautiful and adorable, and I had a great time hanging out with my boyfriends and also seeing the beautiful view. I really enjoyed talking to all the people. Day 57 marks the first day of fall, and outside my door was Demetrius. He asked me what I wanted to choose for the cave situation, fruits or bats, and I chose bats. As I looked at the beautiful fall scenery, I felt like I could almost smell the trees. Fall is my favorite season in real life, and it definitely is my favorite season in Stardew as well. Then I went to Pierre's and started early with as many crops as I could because I learned from the past, you gotta start early and with a lot. I absolutely refuse making a sad farm like the last season, so I loaded up the farm with a bunch of new seeds. Then I ended the day making a preserves jar. Day 58 brought moss, so I harvested some moss and then went over to Marnie's and gifted her an egg, and turns out she loves eggs. I also got a special orders board and heard a wonderful dad joke from Robin. Got my fourth, I think, chicken and did not name it the default name Lupello, but named it Stitches. Then I admired my full house of chickens. Then I finally got to make the mayonnaise machine, which I was really excited about, but I know someone out there, this is your worst nightmare. Mayonnaise. I personally like mayonnaise. And I'm reading this verbatim from my notes from this day. I said, "My farm is starting to look good. In my eyes, LOL." I woke up on day 59 to a letter from Marnie asking for some amaranth for her cows. Then I picked up my first jar of mayo that I made and got the rest of the eggs from the coop because I know this is going to be an extremely lucrative endeavor. Then I went to the cave on my farm for the first time and found some blackberries. I put them in the preserves jar, spent the rest of the day collecting slimes for the CC, and got some really cool items from it too. I finished the fall foraging bundle on day 60 and got a bunch of fall seeds from it, so I took some time to plant them all over my farm. It was also time for a new sprinkler because I don't know how big of an arm workout this would be to water every single one every day. I definitely need more. The mayo is an absolute hit with the villagers. They loved it. I was actually really happy because now I have a system. I have the mayo and the smoked fish to sell to make money. On day 61, I found out that my farm is literally in the up and coming section of the newspaper magazine in Stardew Valley, which was pretty cool actually. I'm pretty proud of my farm so far. I have to say this day was a major turning point in my Stardew Valley journey because I reached level 50 in the mines and everything is starting to pick up. Day 62, I harvested a bunch of fall crops for the first time. I got eggplants and bok choy, my favorite vegetables. And then I also got my blackberry jelly from the preserves and got plums for the first time from the cave. I also went to Pierre's and stocked up on some more seeds, and Pam asked me to clean her house for some reason. My museum is also coming along. It's looking really cute. Here's also a little skills check of where I'm at currently, and I reached level 5 farming, so I had to choose a profession. I chose rancher because it just made sense as an egg connoisseur. Day 64, I focused on crops, and Marnie requested amaranth, so I got some to plant as well. It was honestly a simple day just fishing and foraging, and I also caught a sea cucumber for the first time. I ended the day by cleaning my farm a little bit and got to level 4 fishing. Day 64, Linus needed some help finding his little basket to pick blackberries, so of course, when Linus needs help, I give him help. I have to admit this was one of the very few times I searched up the location to where things were. We need to get Linus a freaking house. Like, what? Then I went to the mines and got gold ore for the very first time. I aimed for level 60 in the mines, but before I could make it, my character was falling asleep. So I went home and looked at all the new things that I got. I also hit level 3 combat, so fighting all those creatures is starting to pay off. Day 65, I woke up and saw a crow pecking at my crop. It was an interesting sight. I lost one of my crops. But I spent the rest of the day making some scarecrows to avoid this from happening again. My mayo, preserves, and smoked fish business is booming. I wanted to hop into town and hang out with Alex for a bit, but he was busy. I got what I believe to be a rare fruit, a peach, in my cave, so I donated it to the CC. Today was a major payday for a little beginner like me. On day 66, I was so glad I chose the renter profession because I'm making big money each day. I don't have to wait for crops. I gather my eggs, get the cave fruits, make mayo and preserves, and wait patiently. I went to town offering a bok choy to anyone who else would take it, and then smoked some fish, ended the day with the most money I've ever made. On day 67, I harvested all the fall crops and it was a beautiful sight. Then I got a letter in the mail from my dad who said, "I'm getting famous in Stardew Valley. I'll take it." With my head held high, I went into Pierre's and got some corn, pumpkin, and yam to plant for the community center bundle. I was still trying to get to the mayor's purple shorts, and Marty wasn't here, so I couldn't gift her. I was getting seriously invested into this business on my farm, so I added another preserves jar. Day 68 was a lucky day because I went into the farm and found a cherry for the first time. In my books, it was a lucky day because right after that, I got my first diamond. To be honest, guys, I didn't even know diamonds were in this game. At the end of the day, I had to choose a mining profession, and I chose geologist. I really like gems, and I think this would make me a lot of money. On day 69, I went foraging and added a lot of gemstones to my museum. And to my surprise, I was running out of storage space. I just had so much stuff, so I collected a bunch more wood. Day 70, I woke up to a beautiful sight. 3 huge and perfect pumpkins for the community center. I was feeling all the autumn vibes. I loved it. I also harvested some amaranth and dropped it off at Marnie's for her cows. Glad I was able to contribute to them in any way because this whole time I've just been admiring the cows from afar. I finished the fall crops bundle today and got a bee house, which was super exciting. And let me know if you were a Stardew character, which one would you be? I think I'd be Marnie because I'm a huge animal lover and she just seems really sweet. I mean, besides the fact that there's something odd about her stashing the mayor's pants in her bedroom. We differ on that note. Day 71. If you're still watching, thank you for being here. You've now seen me harvest crops more times than my own family has seen me this week. I'm serious. Day 71, my goal was to get a silo so I could feed my animals easier. I didn't know that clay came from tilling the soil, so I tilled literally all the way home. I mean literally. After gathering the materials, I finally built the silo and placed it here. I'm glad Robin didn't say I should get off her lawn because I truly am sorry, Robin. I really messed it up. It was the Stardew Valley Fair on day 72, and since it was my first year ever, I didn't bring my best crops and food because I just don't have much, but I'm interested in the attractions and games. My first impressions are the fair is literally so cute. I did a slingshot game for the first time, and the result literally said try harder, so that's tough. I tried the fishing minigame and won 108 star tokens, so I played all the games with it. Last minute, I decided to set up a display with whatever starred stuff I had, and the majority were eggplants. I got 3rd out of 4th in a contest, and I didn't know you could retrieve the crops back, so I'm happy I didn't have to give away my beautiful eggplants. Overall, this was super cute and exceeded my expectations. Some previous events were less interactive and simple, which was super cute, but this was interactive and I just loved it. I didn't have enough star tokens to buy much, so I went home. Overall, 10 out of 10 day. I also got a quality sprinkler recipe too, which is perfect because I'm starting to get too many crops and I can't water them all fast. Day 73, I partook in my first sardine frenzy. It was super cute, and I gifted a fruit to Harvey because out of all villagers, I haven't talked to him much. I went to open a geode from the ocean and accidentally gave a precious gemstone to little Vincent on my way to donating it. This seems to happen to me a lot. Does it happen to you too? When I came back to the farm, Robin was still working hard on my silo. Girl needs overtime pay, extra pay, come on. On day 74, I got extremely lucky in the mines. Besides getting attacked by like 100 creatures at once. I got a new outfit that popped out of a rock and replaced my plaid farmer shirt with this vibrant polka dot tee. I got lots of gemstones and goodies this day, and I made it to level 60 in the mines. Just because it's day 75 now doesn't mean my farm is, beautiful. As you can see, I focused more on other things than decorating and working on the aesthetics of Little Leaf, and that's okay. I had tons of geodes and goodies to process from the mines. I donated loads of cool gemstones, and it's honestly so nice to see the whole collection displayed in the museum like that. I also got my favorite item so far in the game, which was the singing stone. Finished my adventures bundle today too, and I'm becoming great friends with Linus because ever since the raccoon incident, I've been giving him food very often. And when I got back to my farm, I placed my new stunning decoration by my door. I spent a while figuring out the silo for the first first time and collected some hay that later I found out does go automatically into the silo, which is pretty cool. I wanted to prepare for the winter so my chickens had food. Day 76, I reached 3 hearts with Marnie finally, and I was able to get the mayor's pants. I really need to know the backstory to this, by the way. I walked around town trying to find him, but he was nowhere to be found. I found out Sam and Sebastian are in a band, and found Penny and the kids playing in the playground. I just love this game so much now, my mind is completely changed. It's honestly so beautiful and interactive, and I just love seeing what the villagers are up to. On day 77, I think I was getting delirious at this point because I was playing so much Stardew and having little rest that I watered my crops while it was already raining, and apparently watered the tapper as well. Throughout my time at Stardew, I've definitely also watered the chickens accidentally a couple times. Anyways, I gave the pants back to Mayor Lewis and things were very suspicious. He definitely has a secret relationship with Marnie, otherwise why would the pants be there? That was honestly such a funny moment and I loved it. I spent the rest of the day collecting fiber to grow as grass starters on the farm to eventually be hay for the winter. Day 78, I had a very productive morning doing my daily routine consisting of tending to the crops, collecting my farm products, caring for my animals, and getting the eggs, the money makers. I spent some time gathering some more hay for the silo, talked to Demetrius about fungi, and then I discovered a new area that I've never been before. Above Linus's tent, there's an entrance to another whole area. I discovered a sauna or bath place, which was pretty cool. I'm honestly highly impressed with this game. I got so many mixed seeds from scything grass, so I planted them all, and honestly, this is just a really cool discovery. On day 79, I spent the day in the mines and got to level 67. The mines were starting to get dangerous. New foes meant new weapons. On day 80, when I went to pet my cat, a piece of cheese came out. I kid you not, a chunk of Gouda flew out of my cat. I guess you can receive items from petting them, which is cool, and this cheese comes in handy for my artisan bundle, so I do appreciate it, Tofu. Today was a simple day. I just foraged and worked on collecting hay for the silo. On day 81, I gave up trying to find hay myself because it was getting hard this time of year. I spent all my savings on hay from Marnie and bought a heater to keep my animals warm this winter. I also received a purple star quality egg for the first time, so of course I saved it. I finished the artisan bundle and got a keg as a reward, and of course I immediately put the keg on my farm and tried it with a wild plum. Day 82 was actually a very quiet, simple day. I just foraged and collected resources. On day 83, a wonderful subscriber of the channel, one of you guys, actually told me I can get hay from the machine in the coop, because now I have the silo, so it was super convenient. And then I gave Demetrius his coveted melon he wanted for the quest, reached level 70 in the mines, and a couple levels more, and at nighttime I attended the Spirits Eve event. They had the skeleton guys from the mines, and Sebastian had some words to say about them. When I tried the haunted maze, I stumbled upon something that looked kind of creepy, but it just turned out to be Harvey hiding. Anyways, I finished the haunted maze and got the golden pumpkin with a little help from a tutorial, which I admit helped a lot because I really wanted the golden pumpkin, and it was really a fun time. I do think this is my favorite event so far. Hit it to level 4 combat. It is the last day of fall. It's day 84, and today was a very simple day. I just gifted blackberries to some villagers, did some relaxing fishing, and yes, fishing has become more relaxing than stress-inducing at this point. And then I just soaked up all the beautiful scenery before winter. And next you'll see my genuine reaction of experiencing winter for the first time on stream. Everything is dead. What? What? All the crops just said bye. On day 85, since it was the first day of winter, I just explored and checked out how the valley looked like in winter, and it truly felt like I was in a snow globe. It was stunning. I have to say fall is still my favorite though, so let me know in the comments below which season in Stardew is your favorite. I ended the day harvesting some hardwood because I was convinced that I needed a horse, and that requires a stable. On day 86, Willie requested a squid. Brother wants a whole squid. He literally wants me to deliver. Like, how do we get said squid? I feel like squids you can't get it with a training rod, can you? So thankful for the training rod. Okay, squid, please. Oh, what is that? A purge. Oh, that's a new one. After looking for a squid in the complete wrong way, I'm guessing. I went into Pierre's and saw that everybody was working out in the room to the right, and it kind of looked like it was giving Zumba energy. And I guess it's because when it's snowing, you can't really work out outside or run outside, so everybody was here. Since it's winter, I didn't focus on getting new crops and planting them, I just focused on other things. Since I was a complete beginner, I didn't really know what to do in the winter, so I just visited this gorgeous gingerbread house looking version of the Carpenters, talked to Demetrius, and I just found it so funny how he had this whole experiment happening on a single melon that we give him. He's very invested, and I admire him. He's a really nice guy. Then I almost forgot something super important. I needed to put the heater in the coop so my chickens don't turn into frozen chicken. That would be really bad because I really love my chickens. So I placed the heater down and they were much happier after that. On day 87, I was on a quest to find a shadowy figure. I had no idea for this one and decided to use the wiki, and I found the shadowy figure in a bush by the playground. And honestly, I don't know how anyone would have found this without extra guidance. The shadow gave me a magnifying glass that would help me decipher secret notes, which was really cool actually. And then I smoked some more fish, headed back to the secret woods to gather more hardwood for my future stable. Day 88 brought a very deep and emotional cutscene with Alex. Alex and I have grown our friendship a lot and potentially might marry him in the future. We had a deep convo compared to the usual exchange of hellos and thank yous when I offer him a jar of homemade mayo. He told me the reason why he lives with his grandparents and his family lore. I was extremely impressed with the depth of the game and how it has so much soul. Honestly, I loved learning more about the villagers and their backstories. Because to me, it didn't feel like they were just another NPC. They actually had backstories and pains and traumas and history and all these things that was really interesting to experience and just made this whole game experience just one of the best ever for me. After that, I finished the crab pot bundle and received crab pots for the first time. I placed them on my farm and put bait in it. Then I went to the mines and got to level 80. I somehow reached level 7 farming even in the winter. On day 89, I was saved by Linus because I passed out on the mines the day before. My crab pots were ready and I was really happy to have these right now because in the winter this is a good source of money. I also got a bunch of secret notes to read, which was really cool now that I have the magnifying glass, and I just found this such a cool feature. I really didn't do much today besides forage, talk to villagers, and sell some stuff. Earlier I also found a forager's hat, which was the cutest thing ever, and my character's finally looking a little better. It's day 90, can you believe it? I can't. I got an unusual request from Clint today. He wanted me to deliver an amethyst to Emily, which honestly was very thoughtful, and I brought it to Emily and she didn't acknowledge Clint one bit. I love the way that several times now I've been asked to be inserted in villagers' business and love stories, like the mayor's secret relationship and now Clint's crush. I guess he didn't have the guts to give it to her himself. I feel like Clint likes her, but she doesn't care one bit about him. It's unrequited love. I also wanted to give you an update on my friendship levels right now. This is it. While I was in town, Jazz also made it clear to me that apparently I smell like grass, which is weird because I don't see any grass around. Do you? Day 91, I went outside and Pierre was there, signifying my first year of Stardew almost coming to an end. I went into town to process some geodes, and I'm really proud of my museum collection at this point. Then experienced a cutscene with Penny and George. Penny was just being her kind self, and George got upset because she was helping him. I defended my queen Penny, of course, and then after the exchange, George softened and actually started growing on me. You could tell that he was just really grumpy because it must be really difficult aging, and it just was beautiful how this is portrayed in the game. I went into the mines and got more gold and diamonds. I finally also have my crab pots going, and I'm loving it. I'm having the best time. Then reached level 6 mining. On day 92, I was really excited to attend the Ice Sculpture Festival for the first time. I got to hear some lore from Evelyn and George about how they first met, and they actually met here at the same Ice Sculpture Festival many years ago. It was so cute. I then was able to participate in the fishing contest with everyone watching. With Alex front row. What a supportive boyfriend. I love the community family feel of this game, and it's truly so heartwarming, I have to say. The small town feel and just how everyone's so close is really cute. And of course, Willie won the contest. I didn't manage to win any events this year yet, but it's okay. Day 93, and I cannot believe there's only 7 days left of this challenge. I've been having so much fun that I forgot to check the cave for a few days, so I went in and there was so much fruit. It was heaven. Then I went to the secret woods to hoard more hardwood, and I realized I forgot to till the worms in the ground this whole time, so started getting lots of artifacts and goodies from that. I finished the winter foraging bundle this day too. Day 94, my will to get the stable was so powerful that I went back to the secret woods for hardwood once again. To be honest, today I just hung out around the valley. I didn't do much because I didn't really know what else to do in the winter. I mean, I knew I wanted to get married in this game and experience that, but we're miles away from that. I did have a lot of fruit to put in the preserves, but it takes quite a while for the preserves to be done. Day 95, I was determined to finish the craft room in the community center, and the fastest way would be to get the oak resin because in the winter, that's the only item in the bundle I could get. However, it takes a week or so, and I think the resin would only be ready literally day 101, but I still went for that anyways. I also found out how to get cave carrots for a quest and destroy the floor of the mines, which was so satisfying. I love how carrots just pop out of the floor. It's magic. Then I got a chicken statue from digging, which I was so excited about, and was hoping to display it in my house as the proud chicken mom I am, but it said that I needed to donate it to Gunther instead. It's day 96, guys. I got a quest from the wizard to bring Void Essence, which I had exactly one of them in my storage to give. The reward was phenomenal. I got 1,000 gold from that. It was amazing. It was keeping me going because things were hard in the winter. And the last time I saw the wizard was when we tripped on mysterious items in his cauldron, so it was nice to see him again. I finished the geologist bundle as well after finding fire quartz in the mines, but didn't manage to find purple mushrooms for the exotic bundle since it's winter. So my last hope for that room in the community center is the oak resin, but it's only ready after the 100 days. Oh well. Day 97, I was properly compensated for all my hard work in Stardew Valley. I received a ginormous teddy bear to place in my home after donating to the museum. Honestly, best day, best day. Today was also the Squidfest, which I couldn't participate in, not only because I suck at fishing, but because I didn't have the right fishing rod, and I'm pretty sure Willie's was closed, so I just made friends with the travelers joining the festival. I went to donate a shell to the community center, and only on day 97, I realized there was another whole bundle on the bulletin board. I ended the day by causing chaos on the ground because now I learned there's a lot to collect from tilling the ground. I also had to choose a profession at level 5 fishing, and of course, it was a no-brainer. I chose trapper. I thought that by day 98, it was about time to upgrade my tools again, so I made a bunch of iron bars this day. I barged into Sam's house and found him and Sebastian forming a band. They asked me for my opinion what genre they should make, and I felt like literally the Simon Cowell of Stardew Valley. I said pop, of course, and they needed a drummer, so I volunteered as tribute and just played his drums for a bit. Day 99 was a wild ride, let me tell ya. I started off by collecting as much wood to upgrade my house, which was a challenge because in winter there's less wood around. At night, it was the night market, and I led myself into a strange experience with a mermaid performance. I had 2 trippy experiences so far in this game, first with the wizard, and now on this boat. And then I became a mermaid too? I love how quirky this game is truly. I wasn't expecting any of this as a complete beginner. I also went deep sea fishing, which was one of the coolest experiences so far. I loved it so much. And yeah, I didn't catch any super rare fish with my trusty training rod, but I was glad to get a midnight squid. I'll take what I can get. I'm constantly amazed at this game, honestly. And then I passed out right before getting into bed. I passed out 3 times this whole 100 days. It's day 100, and I ended the challenge by finally upgrading my house. I then celebrated by hanging out with the residents at the saloon and having a beer, finally. I also got drunk, apparently. I honestly am really glad I did this challenge because this was a whole journey and it was a 90% blind playthrough, so I'm proud of how much I accomplished even as a complete beginner. I think I pretty much accomplished all the goals. I did have so much fun and also made I think like up to 20k at one point. And thank you guys so much for joining my journey and watching. I had so much fun playing and can say this is one of my new favorite games. I can't wait to develop my farm more and get deeper into the game. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you liked the video, and if you'd like to see more life sim, cozy game, or RPG content, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here.